The river is ever changing. It changes all the time.
I'm always amazed by, how water fluctuates in the desert.
To me, the river is a living thing.
It brings water and nutrients, everything that plants and wildlife and humans need.
A community that has a river needs to understand how it's a part of the community.
There's a lot more to having a healthy flowing river than having drinking water and water for farms.
It provides just the area for us to be out in and the places that we recharge in.
This water resource is here for everybody, and everyone needs these resources to be healthy and thriving.
A lot of plants were brought here to the U.S. during periods of time where people saw the need for some kind of conservation work.
We were very concerned about losing soil, and so we introduced non-native species along the river corridor. In that time, we've seen what damage it can do.
Tamarisk is really impacting the hydrology of the river. It's just changing the way that the river interacts with the riparian communities.
Riparian refers to the area that adjoins streams and rivers. 80% of the wildlife at some point in their life use riparian habitat. It's critically important to them.
And it actually shades the river, changing the water temperature, which affects the native fish species in the river.
If you have black mold in your house, that's an invasive, and it ruins your habitat. It's the same way with an invasive on the river.
The invasives are really never going to completely go away. It's about keeping them at a manageable level where the natives still can thrive alongside them.
We need people on the ground to be out there to monitor, to do treatment. And we also need people to go out there and just take the initiative and really try to understand how the native system functions and what it's supposed to look like.
We have a lifetime of important yet tedious work in monitoring and long-term maintenance.
I think the first thing that people can do to really help with these projects, come out and become educated about these nuances along the rivers, like what is a non-native species, what are the impacts that non-natives have.
Participate with organizations that help communities help their rivers.
I think the most positive thing that I'm seeing nowadays is how people in the business community, the agricultural community, are working together. And this is what you have to have for this to continue into the future.
RiversEdge West help us get out there, make management plans, look at the system as it is, and provide funding for people that are on the ground actually removing the non-native species.
It's really important to support these organizations that are doing this river restoration because, it's the water that comes out of your tap. It's the water that is used to grow food.
I think it's important to our country that we have healthy rivers. If we have healthy rivers, we have healthy communities, and we have healthy families.
As we restore these watersheds, we get closer and closer to that ideal wilderness, closer to that fantastic wild place that everybody wants to see out here in the desert.